Good morning, everybody. Mike, Herd 360, and I'm out here in the shop shipping orders today, and had one of these I just picked up that I've got to ship, and I just, man, these things excite me. Call me a techie, a tech nerd, solar nerd, call me whatever you want, but man, these things just excite the heck out of me, and I'm so proud of them. Maybe many of y'all know for years I built a lot of custom solar setups. It was a seal lead acid battery and a 10 watt. Started out as 5 watt solar panels and realized that those really weren't quite enough for a lot of the applications for cellular game cameras, and so I moved up to 10 watt panels, and the business just grew. It got to be so much I couldn't handle it. And I always wanted something a little bit more put together, just a little bit more professional looking. And I started working, I started searching. It took me a couple years actually to find somebody that would work with me overseas. And we put together one that was the SPP1020 10 watt panel, 2500 milliamp hour 18650 batteries. It took a lot to get them convinced that that's what I needed, but just knowing what I know and doing it for so many years, I knew that's what, I don't like to build something for the minimum. You can put something together with a lot less battery and a smaller solar panel, and it'll work in some applications, but I don't want mine to be that way. I want mine to work in the least demanding, and I also want it to work in the most demanding as possible within a certain budget. So this was the second generation. I started working with them on an updated design almost immediately when I released the 1020, and that doesn't mean that it's that much better than the 1020. It's just different, and it's a more polished, and I've still got the SPP 1020. It's at a little bit lower price point, and they perform wonderfully. They still do. In the first series that we released, we worked through some bugs and had some issues and some failures here and there. Still at less than a 3.5% failure rate on those, but working with the factory, they've worked through the kinks and the bugs. And anyway, so this is man, I'm just so excited about these things. And what I guess as a testimony to this thing is the fact that now it's being sold by the factory themselves directly on Amazon, which I sell these on Amazon as well, but that's neither here nor there. Nothing I can do about that now. But the only reason that these exist in this world is because of Herd 360, okay? Because they bucked me all along. Oh, we've got this small panel, and we've got this. You don't need that. What kind of cameras you use? I said, look, this is what I need, this is what I need, this is what I need. And we finally came to an agreement, and this is what we got. Now, the one sold on Amazon will not come with the cable that works with the Ridge Tech. It's this one right here. This one works with Ridge Tech and Reconex. Now, they are not putting that in theirs. Also, mine comes with a cable to charge Android devices. Theirs won't come with that. So that's the cool thing about these things. This one you can charge. I don't know how well you can see that, but you can charge your cell phone, tablet, power a cell phone off of it if you had it at the camp. You don't necessarily want to leave it at the camp. You want it out running your cameras. And it's got a 6, 12, and a 9 volt power source. So I tell you what, man, these things. Is there anything else I want to show you? I guess not. All right, so I guess we'll talk about that solar panel. So carbon fiber panel is non-reflective versus the 1020. What's the other? Sorry about the mess. Let's go outside here. This is where the rubber meets the road, right? Now, just so you got an idea, okay, now the sun's moved. We're getting in the summertime, so the sun has gone more north this way in its trajectory across the sky. So getting even actually less sunlight than I was during the winter, because that's south, and that I was getting some sunlight poking through the trees here and there, and I still do in the morning, but very little direct sunlight. Okay, you see that's 2 cameras, right? All right, so Reveal X, it's one of the new Reveal X test cameras, and then that's Spartan Go Live. Both cameras are in real-time mode, so that one's in instant settings check, and that one's got the live feed enabled, so they're connected to the server all the time. And what that does is that uses a lot more battery than a regular cellular game camera, which already uses a lot in itself. And they're connected right here. Okay, and I've got, now you see that little green light? That green light means that solar is charging. So I got one on a 12 volt, and I got one at 12 or 9, I can't see it. That's the 9 volt. So I got one on 9 volt, that goes to the spark, to the, well, you can see that, but not very good. That one goes to the Tacticam Reveal, because they will run on 9 volts with no problem. It'll show full battery because it's external, but the AA battery configuration in that camera is 9 volts. So, all right, and then that's 12 volt, and that goes to the Spartan Go Live, right? Guys, I put this thing out so you can see it's not getting much full sun, and the sun's gonna come up and go across that way. Now, I never will recommend this setup. I'm not going to tell you that you could put your camera here and get 300 pictures a day with that little bit of sunlight and this thing stay charged. Maybe it will. I don't know. I hadn't put it to that test, but I can tell you it's been running these 2 cameras. I did have it on one, the Go Live, for about I don't know, about a month maybe. It it was probably more like 2 or 3 weeks. I'd pull this camera, the other camera that I had here. I've always had 2 cameras on this, but I pulled one of the reveals off and took it to the woods, and for a week or 2 or 3, I had it where it was just running this camera. But I put that panel up back in December. That was actually the first Gen 1 sample that the factory sent me to run. I charged it up, stuck it on the tree. I had it pointed, you can't see now because of the leaves, but right through there I was getting some good afternoon sun that was coming through those holes right in there, and so I had it facing that way. But now that the sun has changed its trajectory in the sky, I've moved it. So these panels are awesome, guys. Herd 360 SPP1025. Buy the original, buy it from the guy that designed it. And I appreciate y'all watching. Y'all have a good day.